On June 10, 1963, President John F. Kennedy gave a remarkable speech at American University, Washington, D.C., and it was addressed as much to you, the Russian people, as it was to the American people. I'm going to read a few great sentences from that speech, which happened 5.5 months before he was murdered by his own government, precisely because of the vision he's outlining in these words. President Kennedy said, "No nation in the history of battle ever suffered more than the Soviet Union in the Second World War. At least 20 million lost their lives. Countless millions of homes and farms were burned or sacked. A third of the nation's territory, including 2/3 of its industrial base, was turned into a wasteland. Today, should total war ever break out again, no matter how, our two countries would become the primary targets. All we have built, all we have worked for, would be destroyed in the first 24 hours. In short, both the United States and its allies, and the Soviet Union and its allies, have a mutually deep interest in a just and genuine peace and in halting the arms race. And if we cannot end now our differences, at least we can make the world safe for diversity. For in the final analysis, our most basic common link is that we all inhabit this small planet. We all breathe the same air. We all cherish our children's futures, and we are all mortal." Chairman Khrushchev found those words inspiring. 6 weeks later, as a result of them, he and President Kennedy agreed to, and their representatives initialed, a partial nuclear test ban treaty, the beginning of the end of the Cold War. And that was passed by the United States Congress in the fall, in September of 1963. President Kennedy and Chairman Khrushchev began working together step by step, as they had been already, following the Cuban Missile Crisis, to end the Cold War and to move both of our countries toward that genuine peace for themselves, for ourselves, and for the world. And President Kennedy then, with the support and encouragement of Chairman Khrushchev, began negotiating secretly with Premier Fidel Castro of Cuba to normalize relations between Cuba and the United States. And Kennedy had a special, informal, but very real representative, a reporter representing him with Castro precisely at the moment that Kennedy was shot to death in Dallas in November. President Kennedy also, on October 10, 1963, signed his National Security Memorandum to end the Vietnam War. At the very time he was assassinated, he was also agreeing informally, both he and Nikita Khrushchev had agreed that they would send their representatives, their spacecraft, a single spacecraft, to the moon together. No planting of one flag or the other on the moon. It would be a joint work of peace, ending the Cold War. These are the reasons why President Kennedy was assassinated by his own national security state. The why is the entire story. The plot follows from it. Today, it is as important for the Russian people to know that as it was in 1963, when Chairman Khrushchev put it abroad through his own newspapers and through the media of the Soviet Union, when the United States media was silent about those words right after they were spoken. I hope we can hear them today in both our countries and reach that genuine peace. Peace be with you all.